action. It is Central Air United in their traditional light blue, with a few exceptions, and Blackout FC battling it out in their black and purple jerseys. Blackout FC taking care of business from right to left and carrying the action thanks to Samuel Arellano. Gibbs on the recovery. Push up field, stopped at midfield by Valtierra. Valtierra returning the ball. Touch to the back. Joel Arellano, the long ball. Sails out of bounds. This moment of the game brought to you by La Tortuga Loca. Delicious eats in the heart of downtown Cashmere and a proud sponsor of Cashmere Soccer League action. A quick push upfield taken away by Mendes. Mendes combining the shot! And just like that, Blackout gets on the board 1 minute into it. The goal that time looked like it was Florentino Pantaleon, number 10, on the score. A good combination all the way to the mouth of the goal, and Florentino, all he had to do was tap it in, and Blackout take a 1-0 lead. Sandoval Jesus. Just last week, Jesus Sandoval's team lost a heartbreaker to Raymond South Bend over in Tacoma. 5 minutes before the final whistle, a penalty kick put Raymond South Bend ahead 1-0, and that was all she wrote. Ball goes out of bounds. Throw in for a Blackout. Valtierra, right-footed shot. Connecting with Tino Pantaleon. Pantaleon looking for Eliodoro Pantaleon. Recovered by Jesus Sandoval. Sandoval and Pedro Sandoval. Pedro trying to shake off Pantaleon's mark. Good recovery. Tino Pantaleon waiting for it is Eliodoro. Tino in the personal maneuver has to backtrack a little bit. Trying to find the path as he goes. All the way back that time. Excuse me. That push-up field. All the way across for Eliodoro Pantaleon, who has time and space here. Far post, the tap, and that one sails over the crossbar. A good combination between Pantaleon and number 7, Samuel Arellano, that almost resulted in a 2-0 lead for Blackout here in the early going. Jesus Sandoval. Ball goes out of bounds. Perhaps the grass playing a trick there. Mendes from way outside. Rejected by Joaquin Buenrostro. Trying again is Valtierra. Valtierra and Joel Arellano. Valtierra directing traffic as Arellano passes by. Combining with Samuel Arellano. Samuel Arellano corner of the box for Tino Pantaleon. Back to Samuel. Samuel having to backtrack a little bit. The ball is stolen by Joaquin Buenrostro. Right place, right time. On the mark is Juan Mendes. Jesus Sandoval. Now on the mark is Pantaleon. Eliodoro. Opening the game up to the right flank. Connecting with Pedro Sandoval. Stopped at midfield that time. Bit of a chipper. Eliodoro. Open net. And they're combining with a bit of luck. Better lucky than good, it looks like. The combination that time between, it looks like it was Pedro Sandoval and the goalkeeper Max Spiegel, resulted in a save when the second tally for Blackout seemed imminent. This moment of the game brought to you by our friends at Rent and Go Trailers LLC, proud sponsor of this Cashmere Soccer League spring season. Joaquin Buenrostro playing a bit of a kippy-uppy there. Eliodoro Pantaleon with a bit of trouble. Good opportunity for Joaquin to swipe it away. Rejected by Juan Mendes with more urgency than style. Ball sent out of bounds. We'd like to send our congratulations to the Wenatchee High School soccer team, boys soccer team, finishing in the top 4 at state. Played at Spark Stadium in Puyallup during the last couple of days. Wenatchee, of course, owners of the biggest upset of state this year, knocking off top-seeded Tahoma and finishing in the top 4. Not a bad result at all for first-year coach, our good friend Mr. Viramontes. The push-up field. Bit of a chipper there, out of the box. The pivoting header by Florentino Pantaleon and Mr. Spiegel watching it sail by. It will be a goal kick for Central Air United, who are still not entirely found their footing yet after that early tally in the first minute of play by Florentino Pantaleon. Good takeaway that time by Joaquin Buenrostro. The Blackout players asking for a foul. Northford coming. The shot across, a bit too tall of an order for Jesus Sandoval, who still congratulates his teammate with an upright thumb on his right hand. The throw-in. Mendes, Valtierra, Tino Pantaleon, back to Mendes, across the center alley, Arellano Joel, that one is Tino, opening the game up to the right side. On the mark was Gibbs, whistle on the play, foul called as Mr. Arellano Samuel hits the deck. It will be a free kick for Blackout. This moment of the game brought to you by Central Washington Painting. Honesty, integrity, service, interior, exterior, residential, and commercial. Six minutes 49 into this first half of play. There's a shot. Sails over the head of the referee. Today is Mr. Jaime Abarca conducting the action, doing a fine job of it as well. There's a throw-in. Referee does not care for the execution of that throw-in. Play resumes. It's Blackout on the move. Valtierra, Chuy Sandoval on the mark. A bit of trouble controlling his Eliodoro Pantalon. He still manages. Shot across right foot, and it dances in front of the goal. Rusty Gibbs with a good opportunity to start the counterattack. Isaac Sanchez surveying his territory, back to Joaquin Buenrostro. Joaquin Buenrostro finding Pedro Sandoval. Opening the game out to the right side, waiting for it is Jesus Sandoval. To him it goes. Jesus and Pedro. Back to Spiegel, pushing the reset button. Jesus Sandoval. Gibbs asking for it is Pedro Sandoval. To him it goes. First on is Valtierra Iván. Tino Pantaleon para Eliodoro Pantaleon. Back to Tino. Top of the box. Mendes. Arellano Samuel. The shot sails over the crossbar. I do believe it was Central Air United player that touched it last. Mr. Abarca, the man with the whistle, agrees with us. It will be a corner kick for Blackout here. 8 minutes and 38 seconds into this first half of play. The header. Defensive effort by Sandoval taking to the skies. Jesus Sandoval. That one is Pedro, right in front of us. Pedro looking for some help, needing some help. Valtierra on the recovery. Juan Mendes, plenty of space. Eliodoro Pantaleon. They call him Lolo. Tino gets rid of the goalkeeper. Back to Eliodoro. Right-footed shot, and it bounces off the header. Oh, my goodness. That took a lot more effort than it looked like it was going, huh? But ultimately, it is a goal for Blackout, and Samuel Arellano gets his name in the books with a header from the mouth of the goal, and it's 2-0 Blackout. 10th minute of play. A beautiful maneuver that time by Eliodoro Pantaleon, shaking off the goalkeeper. And then when ultimately they took a shot, it bounced off the goalkeeper's head, it looked like. Unfortunately for them. And unfortunately for Central Air United, Samuel Arellano was right there on the right side of the goal, like a cat guarding the butcher shop. and was able to put it away with a masterful header. And there is Arellano again, left-footed touch. Spiegel saving it once again, sending it to the corner kick. We're back in action. Arellano Joel. Shot across. Spiegel. Spiegel has had at least 2 or 3 saves that could have put this. Sandoval. Sandoval Jesus. Rusty Gibbs waiting for the through ball. Good combination. Sandoval. This could be a good opportunity for his left foot. Then the save that time by the goalkeeper, Mr. Mendes Salvador. Opening to the left side. The quick counter attack. Eliodoro. Pantaleon. There's the header by Arellano Samuel. Ball goes out of bounds. The frustration is palpable in the face of Mr. Mendes. Juan Mendes having a frank exchange of ideas with Samuel Arellano. Eliodoro Pantaleon. Back to Tino Pantaleon. Tino, the shot. Tino! And that one kisses the upright. Oh, the referee has granted a corner. I did not see it bounce off Central Air United player. But Mr. Abarca is a side closer than we are. Bit of a give and go there. Florentino Pantaleon. Arellano Samuel. The shot by Mendes, and the frustration now by Mr. Mendes is directed squarely at the man in the mirror. He did not like the way he took that shot. It will be a goal kick for Central Air United, trailing 2-0 here, halfway through the first half. A long push. Rusty Gibbs, not a major concern that time for Salvador Mendes. Valtierra being fouled. The referee agrees with us. And it will be a free kick deep in their own half of the field for Blackout. Mendes. The long push upfield by Joel Arellano. Rejected. Scooped away once again for Blackout by Tino Pantaleon. Combination with Mendes. Oh, Tino Pantaleon outthinking himself. And the ball right to us. Back to Valtierra. Valtierra. Taking his time. Surveying the territory. Mendes directing traffic next to him. The push is straight upfield by Valtierra. Stolen away by Isaac Sanchez. Combining. Oh, just missing Pedro Sandoval. Ball sails out of bounds. No, it will stay in bounds. Eliodoro Pantaleon hustling to get to it. Valtierra. Mendes Juan. Across midfield. Getting past Isaac Sanchez. Opening the game up to the left side. Eliodoro Pantaleon off the pass by Tino. The touch doesn't surprise anyone. I'm not entirely sure what he was trying to do, and that's exactly how Juan Mendes feels as well. Ball goes all the way back. Salvador Mendes, the goalkeeper. Taken back by Joaquin Buenrostro. This could be dangerous. He needs some help. Rostro waiting for his Arellano. Buenrostro, the shot. Oh, my goodness. Bounces off the defender. Is he okay? He's doing all right. I thought he bounced off his face for a second, but no, he seems to be doing okay. The quick counterattack in the making. Florentino Pantaleon battling with Gibbs. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be Gibbs putting it back into play via a throw-in. Joaquin Buenrostro. The touch back to Gibbs doesn't work. Quick counter in the making. This could be dangerous. Eliodoro Pantaleon off the touch from Tino. Back to Tino. Getting that right foot ready, making a space as he goes, connecting with Eliodoro. Is he going to run out of room? He's not. Shot across and tapping it in. Oh, my goodness. That ball sails wide on Tino. Whistle on the play. Let's see what the referee says. I think it's Gibbs that was fouled inside the box. It should be a free kick for Central Air deep in their own half of the field. Jesus Sandoval. 15 minutes, 21 seconds. Gibbs. Joaquin Buenrostro. Sandoval Jesus. Sanchez. Connecting with Pedro Sandoval. The header can't quite get to Mr. Gibbs. Ball sails over his head. Keeping it alive for Blackout is Samuel Arellano. Joel Arellano. Getting past Gibbs. Looking for the foul. Non-forthcoming. Taken away by Isaac Sanchez. Connecting with Pedro. Pedro and Gibbs. Gibbs. Last shot. Gibbs. The diving stop by Salvador Mendez. The closest opportunity of goal for Central Air yet. And Sandoval. Make that Pedro Sandoval tries to shake off a marker with a heel touch. Doesn't quite work. And instead, it's a quick counter in the making. There's Juan Mendez on that shot to knock off a bird or two. Ball goes way out of bounds. It will be a goal kick for Central Air United. Sandoval. Make that Jesus Sandoval. Taken back by Mendez. Mendez wants that third goal more than the next breath he takes. And the shot by Tino knocks off a spider from that corner. A beautiful shot makes it 3-0 Blackout. 17 minutes, 3 seconds into this first half of play. And Florentino Pantaleon has a brace to his name. The first goal also belonged to him. So it's starting to get late really early here for Central Air United. In the second half, we'll examine the standings for both clubs coming into this game. Gibbs and Salvador Mendez, not a major problem. The long kick upfield. The header by Gibbs. Jesus Sandoval. Isaac Sanchez. Joaquin Buenrostro. Pedro Sandoval. Across the center alley. Interrupted by Tino. This guy has got the hot foot now. Tino opening the game up. Left side. Arellano back to Tino. Tino. He nutmegs himself. Eliodoro Pantaleon back to Tino. Who's going to fire? They're opening the game up. Arellano shaking one marker off. They can't do it. Mendez! Oh, my goodness. What a shot by Mendez. And it's 4-0 Blackout. 18 minutes, 30 seconds. Juan Mendez gets in the books. It's a 4-0 lead for Blackout in the 19th minute of play. And Mr. Mendez unlocks a new level. And by golly, he had tried for a while there. He wanted that goal. Looks like we're going to have a substitution. Looks like Max Spiegel will take the field and be replaced under the 3 tubes by Isaac Sanchez. And he's wearing kind of like a tie-dye number, so he'll be pretty easy to spot. Or should be, anyway. Sandoval Jesus looking for Spiegel, giving him his first touch. Instead, it bounces off Eliodoro Pantaleon. Recovered once again by Jesus. Valtierra on the recovery. Valtierra opening the game up for Oscar Gonzalez. Oscar Gonzalez, a new addition to this contest as he replaced Samuel Arellano. Pantaleon. Across midfield for Gonzalez. Mendes, the fancy touch. Joel Arellano. Eleodoro Pantaleon. Mendes, right-footed touch. Mendes! And the upright says no. Oh, my goodness. What a break that time for Isaac Sanchez on his first intervention as a goalkeeper. Pedro Sandoval looking for Spiegel. Joaquin Arellano with some trouble, sending it to the goalkeeper who cannot grab it. So Spiegel there to put some pressure. A bit of a collision there between Oscar Gonzalez and Pedro Sandoval. Referee says it's blackout ball. 20 minutes 30 in this first half of play. Blackout ahead of Central Air 4-0. This moment of the game brought to you by our friends at Central Air Solutions, proud sponsor of Cashmere Soccer League action in this 2025 season of soccer. Arellano Joel. Eleodoro Pantaleon interrupted by Jesus Sandoval looking for Pedro. Pedro's direct path to the goal. Pedro, the shot, and that one sails over the crossbar. Pedro Sandoval, and despite being 4-0 down, the Central Air gang refuses to go quietly into that good night. Raging against the dying of the light. What can we say about the heart of this team? Gibbs. Samuel Arellano's back in action. There he is marking Jesus Sandoval. Personal maneuver. Jesus Sandoval looking for some help. Backtracking to Joaquin Buenrostro. Buenrostro, the shot to the birds. 21 minutes, 45 seconds into this first half of play, and the referee says it is time for a break. The score at half is Blackout 4, Central Air United nothing. We'll be right back after this. Back. All right, Blackout ahead 4-0 here at the start of the second half. Blackout going from left to right on your screen, and Central Air United trying to make a dent into what is so far has been a rather lopsided affair between these two clubs. Central Air taking care of business from right to left. We forgot to mention this at the beginning. Central Air comes into this contest with 13 points, good enough for 5th place. And Blackout FC in 7th place with 9 points. So, although perhaps it is out of the question for these two teams to dream about a trophy in this first half of the year, it is absolutely very much a possibility for them to qualify for a cup. So, they want the points. They are going to fight for the points. And speaking of fighting for the points, next week, folks, Primos and Botafogo will play with Botafogo ahead of Primos for 1 point in first place, and Primos behind them 1 point under in second place, and the winner is league champion. So stay tuned. Stay tuned during the week to our websites, to our social media, to find out if that is indeed the game of the week. And that ball sails right into our booth here. Everybody okay? Everybody still good? All right. It is 55 seconds into this second half of play. Valtierra. And nimble stop that time by Mr. Isaac Sanchez. Sanchez and Buenrostro. Joaquin Buenrostro and Gibbs. The long push-up field looking for Pedro Sandoval. The ball sails a little long. And it is a stop. The shot. Arellano. Oh, a little too long that time. Mr. Samuel Arellano had the goal in mind for sure, but the ball just sailed a little long. Referee says that needs to be retaken. A little further back. There we go. That's it. Isaac Sanchez. Sandoval Jesus. A long kick upfield. Ball sails out of bounds. It will be a corner kick for Central Air. The header, a little too tall for Spiegel, and Sandoval can't quite juggle that one. Gonzalez. A long push upfield. Tino. Oh, Mendez falls on his keister. Can't quite juggle that one. Gibbs on the recovery for Central Air. Gibbs. Pedro Sandoval. Pedro Sandoval. The turn. Making a path as he goes. Max Spiegel. A little touch of skill there. Sandoval. The shot. Sandoval. And Gibbs. And that one sails into the back of the net. And it is 4-1 now. The lead for Blackout shrinks by 1. Nice, skillful little touch that time by Mr. Rusty Gibbs. Making it a 4-1 lead for Blackout. The first goal of the day for Central Air. 3 minutes into this second half of play. Valtierra. Mendes. Juan Mendes. Changing gears. Mendes. Gonzalez waiting for him on his left. Mendes. The shot across. Arellano. And the header by Samuel Arellano almost finds the back of the net like he did in the second tally of the game. Instead of that one sails over the crossbar. It will be a goal kick for Central Air. It is my duty as a citizen to report crimes, and I have to report that today Javier Reina showed up with a sandwich once again and proceeded to eat it with malice aforethought right in front of me. And I consider him one of my best friends. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for Central Air. Joaquin Buenrostro. Spiegel. Who's going to get there first? It's going to be Salvador Mendez. Arellano. Samuel Arellano. Spiegel on the chase. Arellano. Spiegel doing a good job of blocking the angles that time. Arellano still in possession. Forced to turn. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for Central Air United. Good defense that time by Max Spiegel. There's the throw-in. Gibbs. Sandoval Pedro. Sandoval. Deciding. Debating. Pedro Sandoval. Shot across. Looking for Gibbs. Interrupted by Valtierra. Ball sails to the right flank. The shot that time by Joaquin Buenrostro, not what he was planning. Ball sails way out. And Buenrostro has a hard time containing his frustration with himself that time. It is 6 minutes, 7 seconds into this, the second half of play. And we need an extra ball here. So that the ball ended at Spiegel's feet, who kicked it all the way to the back of the net, and he was the only one celebrating the goal. What's even funnier is that he did it in Spanish. Gonzalez Oscar. The shot across. Gibbs. Sandoval Jesus. Battling it out with Gonzalez. The turn. Juan Mendes. Valtierra. Waiting for it. is Joel Arellano. Arellano. To him it goes. On the mark is Jesus Sandoval. Back to Valtierra. Jesus Sandoval continuing. Mendes. Valtierra. Pedro Sandoval putting some pressure. The outlet touch for Gonzalez Oscar. Gonzalez. Tino Pantaleon. Tino Pantaleon, the shot across. Mendes getting that right foot ready. Mendes, the shot. Blocked by Max Spiegel, who's had a good game since he came off the goalkeeping spot. Mendes. Arellano. The touch. Shot across. And that one, did that one sail in? Yes, it did, ladies and gentlemen. Goal that time for Florentino Pantaleon makes it 5-1 Blackout. What's the mercy rule here, Javier? 6 goals, all right. Or different of 6 difference, okay. So they still need 2 more goals. 8 minutes, 4 seconds into this second half of play. And Blackout starting to run away with this one by a score of 5-1. Valtierra. Samuel Arellano. And a good job that time by the goalkeeper, Mr. Isaac Sanchez. Shading and shielding the ball, letting it sail out of bounds for the goal kick in favor of his squad. Gibbs, the scorer of the one lone tally for Central Air here. In the 3rd minute of the second half, ball goes out of bounds. Spiegel. Yielding to Jesus Sandoval. Gibbs, double teamed. Sent out of bounds by Joel Arellano. It should be Central Air ball, and it is. Gibbs for Pedro Sandoval. Anybody waiting inside the box? Nope. Instead, it's just Joel Arellano sending it to the corner kick. 9 minutes, 22 seconds into this second half of play. Blackout 5, Central Air United 1. Glad to have you with us in this lovely afternoon of Cashmere League soccer action from Christ Center Soccer Field. Shot across. Gibbs puts a second to his name. And Gibbs refusing to give up here in Cashmere. It is a 5-2 Central. Make that Blackout 5, Central Air 2. 9th minute of play. Make that the 10th minute of play. It is 5-2. It's still not over. What is ironic is that all this effort that they're putting forth, it does get them a little closer to staying in the game. That's a positive. Another positive is it lessens the hit on the goal differential. That's another positive. But also, it forces the other team to keep on trying if they want to win this via mercy rule, even though we only have about 11 minutes to go here. For a second there, it looked like a foregone conclusion that this game will go to a mercy rule, but instead it is 5-2, and if Mr. Gibbs has anything to say about it, they're still very much in it. If they make it to 5-3, then all bets are off. Tino making a path as he goes. Tino on the stop that time by Isaac Sanchez. Whistle on the play. Let's see what's going on here. Something that the referee did not like. Oh, drop kick. All right. The drop kick is not allowed. Thank you very much to our camera operator, Edgar Reina. So it will be a free kick way deep in Central Air territory. They have everybody blocking this kick. We're looking at babies, we're pets, and a couple of strollers. Everything is been an indirect kick. The shot, nicely blocked that time. Ball will go out of bounds. But for the moment, the danger is disposed of for Central Air United. Here comes Pedro. Pedro, the nutmeg, getting it past Florentino Pantaleon. Pantaleon recovers. Touch to the back for Valtierra. 11 minutes, 56, 57, 58 now. Valtierra pushing the pause button. Valtierra opening the game up to the right side for Eliodoro Pantaleon. Eliodoro, who had a very, very busy first half, took a nice little break here at the beginning of the second, replacing Mendes. Just came back in. Sandoval, Pedro. Joaquin Monrostro, the shot. Blocked that time by Salvador Mendes. Tino trying to wrangle it. First on it is Gibbs. Gibbs. Jesus Sandoval. Spiegel. Good triangulation. Sandoval, Jesus. Gibbs. Interrupted. Off to the races is Tino. The encouragement comes from the sidelines. Let's go, 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 go. Getting past Spiegel. The one-on-one, the soft touch. A combination. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. That was unfortunate. And Mr. Gibbs gets on the wrong side of the ledger trying to save that ball. And it is an own goal for Central Air United. And the 13th minute of play in the second half. It is 6-2. Nobody can blame nobody can fault the hustle of Mr. Gibbs coming all the way back. Arellano. Florentino Pantaleon. Connecting. Back to Florentino. The shot and the stop that time by Isaac Sanchez. 13 minutes, 52 seconds into this second half of play. Would like to take this opportunity to thank our friends at La Tortuga Loca for their continued support of Cashmere Soccer League action. Gibbs. Valtierra. Eliodoro Pantaleon. Battling with Jesus Sandoval. Ball gets away from Jesus Sandoval, and it belongs to Blackout. Pantaleon taken away. Joaquin Monrostro. Joaquin Monrostro, personal maneuver, getting some room for that right foot of his. There's the touch. Sandoval gets away from him. Sandoval, the block, the try. Spiegel, and ultimately Salvador Mendes. My goodness. 3 consecutive chances on goal for Central Air United. Nothing to show for it this time. Gonzalez. Eliodoro Pantaleon. Tino Pantaleon. Across the center alley. Gonzalez. Sandoval. Pedro. Gonzalez. Collision with Pedro Sandoval. Referee says foul. It will be Central Air ball. 15 minutes, 24 seconds into this one. Once again, our deepest thanks to our friends at Rent and Go Trailers LLC, proud sponsor of Cashmere Soccer League action in the spring of 2025. Hard to believe there are 20 more days of spring and then it's summer, folks. Hope you have a terrific and above all safe and smoke-free summer. Valtierra. Long push-up field by Joel Arellano. Interrupted by Pedro Sandoval. Pedro Sandoval the shot. Pedro Sandoval the header by Arellano. Sends the ball. Oh, okay. I thought it was Arellano who sent it. Apparently it was a Central Air United player. I stand corrected. No, it was Arellano. It's correct. It's a corner kick. All right. That's all right. My first impression was the correct one. It will be Central Air. Pedro Sandoval. Winning 0 style points, but getting it done is Oscar Gonzalez. Samuel Arellano. Tino Pantaleon on the mark is Gibbs. Opening the game up for Samuel Arellano. Gibbs on the mark once again. Eliodoro Pantaleon. Back to Tino. And there's Gibbs, the Energizer Bunny. Gibbs trying to shake off the mark. Max Spiegel. Tremendous job. Push-up field. Joaquin Monrostro. battling with Joel Arellano. It will be a corner kick for Blackout. 6-2 the score. 17 minutes, 14 seconds into this second half of play. Once again, we ask you to stay tuned during the week to our social media channels, to our Facebook page, to our website, so to find out what the games of the week are next week, because the schedule has some promising clashes coming up. Isaac Sanchez. Through the middle is the instruction. Pedro Sandoval battling with Valtierra. Valtierra prevailing. And now it's Pedro. Back to battling with Valtierra. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for Central Air. And Pedro Sandoval will take care of it. Buen rostro. Spiegel. Joaquin Buenrostro. Shaking off Oscar Gonzalez. Back to Spiegel inside the box. The shot and the stop that time by Salvador Mendez. Big time stuff by a goalkeeper who has not been very busy today. Samuel Arellano. On the mark is Jesus Sandoval. Jesus on the recovery. Gibbs trying to find Spiegel. Instead finds Tino and Mendes. Back to Tino. Tino Pantaleon. Across midfield. The push-up field for Arellano. Arellano, there's no offside. Arellano, the one-on-one. Arellano bounces off the goalkeeper who comes up limp. But still manages to do the save. Gibbs. Spiegel. The header by Gonzalez right into his glasses. Spiegel on the recovery. Joaquin Buenrostro. Buenrostro opening the game up to the left side. Waiting for it there is Spiegel. Let's see what Joaquin Buenrostro does. Personal maneuver instead. The shot sails over the crossbar. And a bit of a collision there. Referee blows his whistle. And I believe it will be a free kick for Central Air. And we might have some cardboard being flashed here. Nope, just a free kick. Just a free kick. Mr. Abarca taking care of the action. 20 minutes, 13 seconds into this second half of play. Blackout 6, Central Air 2. Joaquin Buenrostro getting ready for the kick. Buenrostro. The shot cleared away by Tino. Tino on a 2-on-1 situation with Valtierra. The only marker is Gibbs. Tino. Valtierra, that one sails a little long for Valtierra. Waiting for it now is Eleodoro Pantaleon. Valtierra managing to keep it in bounds. The shot back to Tino. The push. Oh, sails out of bounds. 20 minutes, 43 seconds. And Blackout missing a good opportunity to put a lucky 7 on the board. Mr. Abarca checking his watch. Spiegel. Back to Gibbs. The long kick upfield. Trying to find Pedro Sandoval. Instead finds Gonzalez, who's more than happy to let it sail by. It will be a throw-in for Blackout. Mendes won. Mr. Abarca checks his watch again. Pantaleon Tino. Para Eleodoro Pantaleon. Back to Tino. When I say Tino, reminds me of that great Colombian player, Faustino Asprilla, who had such a good time on the field and off during his career. And that looks like something a little bit serious there, because Mr. Sanchez keeps limping back and forth from the ball. He's still manning the 3 tubes when we have nothing but 7 seconds. Never mind, we don't even have 7 seconds. That is the end of the game. Blackout 6, Central Air United 2. We'll be back with the player of the game right after this. Welcome back. Next to us is Florentino Pantaleon from Blackout. Blackout, the victors today over Central Air by a score of 6-2. Big thanks to this gentleman here, scoring 3 of his team's 6 goals. Tino, welcome. Do you mind if I call you Tino?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. Well, let me ask you something. What allowed you to have such a strong game today?
I think that just our ability to work as a team today kind of helped me score the goals that I did. We combined pretty well, and just our team possessed the ball today, and so we have most of the ball. And, we have dangerous players that'll get me the ball. So that's how I scored.
How long have you and Eliodoro been playing together?
Oh, that's my older brothers. We've been playing together since we were like as long as I can remember, like 4 or 5. But yeah, he's very good passer. So he's been assisting me a lot this season.
You could basically be playing blindfolded at times. It looked like out there. You guys know each other very well.
Yeah. He knows where I like to be, and he knows where to put the ball for me, so I can have the best option to score. And he always makes the right pass. So very smart out there.
I always ask the same question. It's one of my favorite questions to ask. What about the other team, even though they lost, gave you trouble today?
They pressed pretty well when we had the ball in the back, and that always causes issues, especially in a field like this where any bad pass can, cost us a goal. So they pressed us pretty well. That's always been an issue for our team. If we keep the ball, away from them and make the passes, then I think we can always break away from their pressure.
What needs to improve upon between now and the last game of the season so you guys can finish strong and go into Cup on a good note?
I think we just need to all stay fit, because at the end, we can kind of see the fatigue. So I think if we just stay in like a little bit more in shape and, keep on just supporting each other at the end, especially because, your legs are tired. I think that's what will make us separate us from the other teams. That if they get tired, then we're both tired, but if you just push a little harder, then we'll end up hopefully with a win.
Last question. It is very easy to focus exclusively on offense when your team scores 6 goals, but you guys had a strong game on defense as well. Can you talk about the effort that you guys put together on defense today?
Oh yeah, the defense held it down back there. I think we've been struggling communicating, but today I think our backline spoke very well, especially with the goalie. When the goalie had to come out, I think he knew when to. But our defense stayed compact. I think that's always the structure of our defense has always been our weakness. So, but today they were organized and talked a lot more. So that was the key for our defense success.
All right, well, congratulations on the victory. Thank you very much. Just hang on here 1 second. That was Tino Pantaleon from Blackout. Victors today over Central Air by a score of 6-2. On behalf of everyone involved, I'm Sebastián Moraga saying thank you for being with us. We'll see you next week.